left the house so much today, the apartment so much today. Phaedra yelled at me and grounded me when I got home.
Human, how dare you?
She watches me if I get too close to the door and growls at me. I'm in the entryway for too long.
Don't you leave. Don't leave.
I'm branded. Welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We're two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, and love recording episodes twice. This is episode 233, the second edition. My name is Jocelyn and my co-host is
Diana.
I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home, and Diana currently calls Waterloo, Ontario home. You guys can find us on the internets as our webpage, which is www.northernknitspodcast.com. You can also find us on Instagram as Northern Knits Podcast and on our Facebook group. So if you want to join in any of the community hubs there, we are more than welcome to have you, and we look forward to seeing all your projects. And at this point, I go, Diana, your phone's making noises.
I'm sorry, my weather app really needs to inform me that it's going to rain sometime in the next 24 hours or so.
Cool.
It's really quiet now. I'm going to silence it now.
I'm like, oh, that's an aggressive beep. Like, who's getting a hold of you? Do we have to stop? Is it a mom? Like, is it? No? Okay, cool.
No, it might rain soon.
You live near a lot of lakes.
Yeah, it's always going to rain soon.
I feel
to figure out how to turn that off.
A duh sort of comment.
Right? Like,
it's not the Sahara Desert. It's not like it's a once a year occasional thing.
No, it's really not.
Well, due to tech issues, we are now recording Monday night. So Diana, why do you want to let everybody know what we're going to cover this week?
Okay, once more with feeling, we've got What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Wool Gathering, and Kniterature.
Well, at the end of the day, my nose is bugging me, so it's going to be a lot of nose blowing, guys. I might not cut it all out.
I think we can forgive you.
We're just going to have to let it go this week, guys. I had to close the windows because it's a weeknight on a busy road. Motorbike. It's a little early in the evening to be recording, but I don't want to record late because it's a weeknight. So, like, people have jobs and school and stuff. So yesterday I was drinking coffee. Tonight at 7:00 Manitoba time, I'm drinking lemonade because I really don't eat caffeine at this point in the day.
I felt like second recordings required alcohol, so I've got a Dark and Stormy, which is rum with ginger beer.
Yep.
So cheers to recording twice.
I tried. I really did try to get it to work.
I believe you. Sometimes things just don't work. The amount of time that I've wasted the last 2 work days just trying to get my tooling to work, like the tools that are supposed to work. They work now.
Just cursed today. It's fine.
Now nobody's gonna see the fancy donut that I got yesterday.
Well, it just means at some point in the future you will have to buy another fancy donut.
I had a donut that looked like it had an ice cream cone on top. Well, it did have an ice cream cone on top, but the ice cream part was cookie dough, and it was the second most exorbitant, ridiculous donut I've ever had in my life. The first most being the one that had gold leaf on it for our anniversary podcast. The gold leaf one was the most decadent.
My mind just gives you an excuse to buy another over-the-top cake donut, because what you bought was a mini cake. It wasn't a donut, it was a mini cake.
Basically, yeah. It combined several desserts into one.
I discovered that the Stella's Bakery near my house that I go to because they sell peanut butter fudge bars and Stella's lemonades and iced teas. Hello. Sells the whole loaf of banana bread if they have some in stock. What? Yeah. Guess what we're buying if you ever make it out here to visit me.
Heck yes. An entire loaf of banana bread.
An entire loaf of Stella's banana bread.
Yes, bring it on.
Well, they sell all the good stuff. Like they sell bread. They're a bakery, guys. It's part of what they do. They're a little bakery cafe. So they had sandwiches today when I stopped in. So I got a sandwich, but they sell bread, they sell bakery, they sell cookies, they sell the cinnamon buns, they sell biscuits, they sell scones. Like they're an assortment of tasty pastry carbohydrate stuff. But I was delighted when he's like, yeah, when we have full loaves, we sell the full loaves of banana bread. I'm like, who are you people besides like my favorite people on the planet right now? I did not buy a
So
whole loaf.
follow-up
It's
question,
just
do you
me.
have any?
I just bought 2 slices because I'm still one human and do not need a whole Stella's banana bread loaf.
We're recording a second time. Yes, you do.
There's a peanut butter fudge bar in the fridge and another slice of banana bread.
Okay.
And I already ate a slice of banana bread and I'd already been to Starbucks today.
Okay.
No lack of sugar and carbs today, guys. Well, I had to go get my meds for the month. So I walked over to the Shoppers Drug Mart by your house, by your old apartment. Because that's the one I know. And it's whatever. It's like 20 minutes for me. It's nothing, right? But then you have to put in your prescription and stuff. And I got everything transferred. So then I had to wait for them to fill it. Well, I wasn't going to wait there. I went and got a Starbucks and sat outside because it's nice and kind of cool.
Sounds pretty great.
So I did that. Oh, my nose. I'm going to put a cut in. And then I think we need to talk about cool thread wise. Because we're actually cool in the mornings and the evenings now. I'll get to wear stuff again. Today I'm wearing my habanero. Habanero. Guys, that's that sweater I did for the 2-week challenge. That one. That's the cardigan I'm wearing today. Because it's a worsted Knit Picks wool of the Andes done at a very big gauge. So like it's got that nice see-throughness to it. Nice open gauzy to it. Because I wanted it to have, because the pattern calls for you to do bulky at a slightly larger gauge than what bulky calls for. So you get a nice drape and weave to it. So I just did it on a worsted, on a slightly tighter knitting needle to get gauge. So I get the same drape and effect. So super happy about that. But I've also been wearing my Cozy Up Knit Simple Hug and my Find Your Fade because they throw them on, you run out the door when it's like 9 degrees in the morning. With pair of capris and flat shoes. It's great. It's great like cardigan, drapey shawl weather. But you have to be home by 11 because then it's 22 and you don't want to be wearing that stuff.
Fair.
Cool. It is what it is. That's where we're
at. So for my cool threads, yesterday when I went out yarn shopping, the yarn sale, I had to wear a knit, but it was like 90% humidity. It was only about like 21, 22, but it was 90% humidity and a wool sweater was not happening. So I wore the Ohmay Tee and I was still dying. I was really determined to wear it and I did, but like the air was so wet that by the time I came home, it smelled like wet wool.
I maintain you would have been sticky and gross in a cotton acrylic. Most of your cotton acrylics, cotton poly blends.
Yes. But still, it was just gross. Like there was no being comfortable in 90% humidity.
There is no being comfortable in 90% humidity. That's just not how that works.
Anyway, but I wore it and it got admired and, that was good. I got to show off a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. The Ohmay Tee is a good looking handmade t-shirt. You made that for you. It took a lot of time.
All right, I seem to have going fairly quickly. Actually, that was for our podcast anniversary thing. I finished that thing on time. Hey, look at me go! I finished a thing on time.
You started and finished a whole shirt in less than 3 months.
At fingering weight. The purple was really nice, and I just kind of kept going, and I'm just like purple. So apparently, if I make it purple, I'll knit it really fast.
Cool. Now we know what obsessional color to send Diana at all times. Purple. Yeah, because it was the same with the Cozy Up Knits MKAL. It was purple and gray.
And I finished that so fast. You're right.
Uh-huh.
It's purple.
Purple.
I finished purple things really fast. This is
It's
this is
purple.
kind of purple, and it's
It's
purple
growing.
adjacent, and it's getting done pretty quickly.
It's the purple.
Oh my god, you're right. Okay, if I
Purple.
need to knit something quickly, I just need to make it purple.
Need to make it purple. All right. Well, we talked about what we're drinking. We talked about what we've worn. Oh, that means we're on to things we're working on.
That does mean we're on to things we're working on. I do believe you have one more thing than me this week.
Well, it's because we recorded yesterday and now we're recording again today.
Hey,
I needed roundy knitting. So, because projects I'm at are either color work, so I have to stare at them intensely, or involve mohair, which I have to pay attention to when I'm working on. While we record, I'm working on another plain vanilla sock. I'm going to tilt it this way so you guys can get some nice artificial light on that. Artificial lighting. This is some red-breasted nuthatch. You might remember it from the Mr. Diana socks. These are not for Mr. Diana. These are for Jocelyn. This is Jocelyn's skein of the Erin, who is Fireweed Fiber Co's sock color cowboy. Again, I'm not using the mini, not because the minis aren't beautiful. They are, but because a 20-gram mini isn't quite enough for my size feet. Maybe it's because like my toe box is a little longer, or my heels are. The sock recipe fits my feet perfectly, and for my foot size and where I wear my socks, I can't, like if I was to use the 20-gram mini, I would run out at the second cuff and I wouldn't have enough. Yeah, because I tried with the first ones, which were like the February sock color colorway, the February bird, which was the gray one. You've made socks out of that too.
Yes.
And I got the toes.
Whiskey Jack.
That's it. I got the toes and I got the heels. I did not have enough for 2 cuffs.
Unfortunate.
So that's fine. But if I'm going to do contrast toe, heels, and cuffs, I want toes, heels, and cuffs. Not just toes and heels. Or toes and cuffs. Or cuffs and heels. I don't like that look. I could do just heels, but
toes and cuffs isn't bad. That's not really these ones. I did my my Whiskey Jack socks are just toes and cuffs contrasting.
Yeah, they look fine, but they don't hold any appeal for me.
That's fair.
Whereas if I just hang on to the mini,
that's not the right way.
I can put the mini into something else. Austin's been buying me those doll patterns.
Oh, I see. So lots of very prettily colored dolls in the future.
And I've got the blanket I want to start. And I got there's no shortage of things I can use minis for. No shortage. We are good, guys. We're good. Don't worry about it. It is golden. Not a problem. Not a problem. So while we record, that's what I'm working on. These are done on my ChowGoo 2.25 millimeter red lace because best cord on the planet in my mind. As always, when I knit in the round, it's inside out. Because it's inside out.
Inside out and backwards. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it either. But I'm closing in on my heel. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Would I love to put on another complicated sock pattern? Would I love to put on any sort of sock pattern? I would. I don't have the space for it. I'm currently running 2 color work, and then I got a lace patterning coming up shortly. It's got to wait till one of those is off my plates, and then Jocelyn socks can start. Oh, I want to start Jocelyn socks. All right. Do I have to go again?
I think so, because now you have 4 things.
That's right.
And I still only have 2.
I have 4 things now, guys. Guys, it's because of things and stuff and things. We're on a sock kick. Let's keep talking socks. I'm not sure why they're in my Erin Lane travel bag, since they don't travel anywhere. But I have been working on the Dragons Forever MKAL socks. So the mystery of the mystery knit isn't that you're making socks, it's what kind of sock pattern you're using. So like your cuff and leg design. And this one's dragon themed. So how could I say no to a free sock MKAL during a summer sock along KAL that I'm already running?
That sounds perfect.
Just, it had to happen. So if you don't want to see the September sock colorway, look away. If you do, hopefully Diana's okay grabbing hers, because mine's all caked up and currently going into socks, but I can show you what it looks like, kind of.
Oh, sure. Show yours. I'll grab mine.
I split my 100-gram ball into two 50-gram balls so I could do my socks 2 at a time, so that I could tell the difference between one sock and the other sock. I caked the whole 100-gram skein, and then because 100 grams is an estimate, right? So then I took the actual measurement that I had, and I wound off half of the ball. So Diana's got the colorway as you guys will get it in the skein with the mini, and I've got the two of them in separate, one caked, one hand wound ball, so that I could do my socks 2 at a time. This ones are cuffed down. I called it last week when we were talking about it. They're so pretty. Like, just,
I love these red speckles.
so pretty, Diana. Oh, I feel like I need a couple of skeins of this next year when the bird colorways become like colorways, and to make a My Boy Lollipop, which is a fitted cropped t-shirt, like a fitted cropped shirt.
Okay.
To wear with say my baby doll dresses in the summer. Could you imagine this?
Okay.
Because tragedy. My cobalt blue baby summer doll dress needs to be retired.
Oh.
I don't think I can mend it anymore. So if I can't mend it anymore, I am pulling it apart and I'm using it as a pattern. Because boy, do I wear that dress.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, do I wear that dress. And I'll just make it out of other jersey knits, and I can make a maxi version.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be so comfy.
Wouldn't it? Oh. Yeah. And then like a My Boy Lollipop over top.
That'd be so cute.
Wouldn't it just be freaking adorable? It'd be freaking adorable. So I feel like that's gotta happen. I'm making plans for next summer, and this summer isn't even over yet. That's how I roll, people. That's how I roll. Well, it's because this fall and Christmas will be the time for me to buy jersey knit on sale. So I can get really nice patterns and colors and not have to pay full price for it, because they'll be looking to get rid of last year's stock.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about knowing when to buy stuff, people. However, back to the sock. I hate ribbing. You guys know I hate ribbing. So we've
established this.
I knew I was not going to get the ribbing done until the second clue came out, and I was behind. Guess what? Second clue came out. I'm behind. It's literally sitting on a tab on the screen that isn't this right now. What I'm doing here with Zoom, with the pattern and the charts all blown up and ready to go. It was what I was going to do tonight when I was done editing. I was going to work on the dragon socks. It was going to be fine. No. My adult day was so bad, I walked the 2 blocks to the closest McDonald's and got chicken nuggets and sweet and sour sauce and decaf coffee and fries. And I sat in McDonald's and I ate it. Why? Because I'm double vaccinated and I have my little QR code that says I'm allowed to do that in this province. With my headphones on, finishing a book. I was very grumpy when I messaged Diana earlier today. I rage walked the 2 blocks. It should have taken me 6 minutes. It took me 4. Like, I was angry when I left this apartment.
Oh,
I was not
no
happy.
Kidding. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs up. But between that and the slice of banana bread I ate when I got home, I have eaten enough emotions. I'm fine now.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Things go sideways. It's how it works. But if you don't express your frustrations, it's not healthy. It sticks with you. And my cat has grounded me.
You left again. How dare you?
I was in so much trouble by the time I started doing laundry today. I was getting the look before I left. And they're like, we need clean clothes, buddy. Like, we need clean clothes. Oh, by the time I did 2 rounds to the laundromat, and I did the groceries and got Stella's and got my meds and came home from McDonald's. I'm grounded. Like there was a full-blown lecture.
Oh, I bet.
I was lectured from room to room to room. Oh, I'm in trouble.
How dare you leave? I thought you died. Who would feed me if you died?
Just holy Hannah. Oh, I was in
How dare
trouble.
you cease to exist?
Oh man, so I'm not allowed to leave tomorrow or Wednesday. I think because I'm at the Fibre Festival for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have to stay home till Friday. I think so. That's gotta work.
Somehow I feel like you can't bank time with a cat. I don't think they work that way.
No, they don't. They really don't. Oh well. You're
Okay,
up.
so sticking with the theme of socks, I
It's just so
apologize
much
at my
sock.
absolute lack of eye contact today because I'm trying to knit lace.
Oh, okay.
This is the simplest thing I have on the go right now. Like everything else I want to work on is color work. This is the simplest thing I have on the go is lace.
Weren't you at a tent sale yesterday? Did you not buy needles?
I actually didn't. They didn't have any needles on sale. And the store
Ugh.
itself wasn't open. It was just all the tent sale.
Don't tell. Boo. Boo.
So I still don't have any new needles.
Ugh, you need needles.
I know. Well, the store's going to be open this week, so I can like go and
Pick some up.
buy needles.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are the Diana socks by the wonderful Nikkieknits, who designed us both socks based on our likes and dislikes, and then
Yep.
some slipper socks for the podcast.
Yep. Yep.
So cool. That just blows my mind every time I get to say that. Like somebody designed a pattern for both of us.
Yeah, Mom's put in a request for house socks. Fair.
So the yarn is the Purple Finch, which is the January colorway from Fireweed Fiber Co Sock Club.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun. It's so fun. It doesn't have any center double decreases, and it's simple, but it's not too simple. So I have screwed it up a couple of times, but it's simple enough that it's easy enough to like drop down the 2 stitches to fix it. Usually I just miss a yarn over, so you just have to like force one to exist. So it's fine.
So long as it's not a center double decrease and doesn't involve eyelets, you do fine.
Yeah, no basic eyelets. That's too simple. I will screw it up. And no center double decreases. Those break the flow.
Yep. The weirdest things trip us up. I'm like, oh,
I know, right?
Complex three-piece color.
And so many people hate so many people hate ribbing, and I'm just like, I have no problem with it. I can rib till the cows come home.
Of the things that I can do without having to think versus the things that drive me nuts, I'm okay with ribbing driving me nuts, because when do I fail to pick up everything correctly the first time? I don't. My pickups work the first time every time, and of those 2 things, I'm so okay if my ribbing's never my strong suit. So okay with it.
There's this cute little cable down the back as well.
Ugh, I need to make a pair of those too. My sock making list is larger than my time to craft list.
I think that's how it works for everybody. Then a nice heel flap and gusset kind of a heel.
Okay.
Which I am actually thoroughly enjoying. I don't know what I was doing so terribly complex about the last time I tried to do a heel flap and gusset.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the fact that it was toe up. I don't know. But this just went whoosh. And I also messed with the stitch count on the other one because it was written for 72 stitches. And I'm like, that's going to be way too many stitches for me.
That's fair. That'll have also done it.
Yeah, I did not mess with the stitch count on this one. So, didn't have to like rewrite the heel patterns. That helps. Yeah, I don't know. This just went whoosh. It's so simple. I like it. I will probably knit this heel again. I quite enjoyed it. I liked it. Anyway, so now I'm just whooshing down the foot because I think last week I was somewhere up here. So I have finished the leg. I have turned the heel. I am now almost done the heel. So that's what I'm working on today while we record.
Why not?
I'm so happy with this sock. I love it.
I
really hope I can finish both socks by the end of the month.
Well, yeah, because then you can have them on your feet.
Well, yeah, but also the sock along.
That'll be 2 inches for the sock along.
Yeah,
crazy.
And one of them will be for me.
That's exciting. Oh my god. Okay, super stoked.
I mean, not that I can enter our own thing.
Well,
but
no, but that's fine.
But still, I like to, participate fully in the things that we run.
We had sock patterns named after us.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. It's so cool.
So I'm a YouTuber and a knitwear designer, designed a pattern for me, like for me.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh my gosh, this thing's amazing. It was made for me. And like, no, it was made for me.
You were the inspo. You were the inspo.
Okay.
I'm stalling because I have a few stitches left on this sock round. All right. Do I want to talk about my shawl or my mittens?
You should go shawl because it's out of one of the colors of yarn that I was just holding up. We should segue smoothly.
Let's talk about more Erin yarn.
Heck yeah. Because apparently we are obsessed.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so, I figure.
Ooh. The ice in my drink had melted already. I don't think it was that warm today.
Apparently it was.
Apparently it is.
Caused panic in the street. Street cleaners were out cleaning the side of the street I was walking on. You know what happens with men in yellow vests when I go walking places and I don't have somebody helping me.
Yep.
Panic, chaos, mayhem. Someone let the blind person out on their own.
Everybody panic.
Everybody panic.
Because, blind people are just completely helpless.
I'm pretty sure they think that's true. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's okay. The guy waiting at line at Stella's for his cup of coffee with cream. I let him go first because I had questions. He was trying to tell me about all the bad drivers in Winnipeg and why I should sit and watch them drive by. What? Cannot see. What part of cannot see? I have a stick. So complicated, people.
There are cars on the road. That's about it.
There are color blurry shapes on a road. Don't walk in front of them. I understand the important parts.
Bad drivers everywhere.
There are. It's not local to Winnipeg. They're everywhere.
No.
They're everywhere.
There's a certain style of bad I'm finding between Winnipeg and here, at least.
Yes.
There's like different styles of bad, but they're all bad.
They're all bad. They just
and the Quebec drivers. Oh my god, the French drivers are just scary.
They just I never want to drive in Quebec. Never ever.
I've done it. It's scary.
Never ever.
So fast.
Heart palpitations thinking about it, and I don't even drive anymore.
I did 140 in a minivan. And people were passing me. They were passing me at 140. It's the fastest I've ever driven in my life. In a freaking minivan full of people whose lives were in my hands. And I'm like, oh God, don't crash. Please don't crash. I didn't. It was fine. But God, I was scared.
I didn't even know if minivans could get to 140.
They can.
Cool.
They're not happy about it.
Making progress on the Erin shawl. So this is not Erin's shawl. Guys, I'm doing a sample knit for Erin for Fireweed Fiber Co. This shawl is called Winter on My Mind. It is made out of some skein, well, probably close to 2 skeins of this beautiful red, wine, purple color, which is Pinot Noir. And I am now working in section 2, which are these wonderful stripes you see going on here. And the stripe, or this really light white pink color that you see going on here, is her mohair in the colorway Magnolia.
It looks so fun and fuzzy. Like I can see the fuzzy from here.
I hate it. I hate working in them. I hate mohair so bad.
But it looks nice though.
For the record, I volunteered and I suggested this shawl because I know it's going to look good. And I know I never have to wear it and I never have to keep it. That's the only reason I'm doing it. for Erin out of mohair. It's because I do not have to keep this when I'm done. I get to give it away. This mohair drives me nuts because I eat it and I get it close to my face and then my face gets itchy. But God, doesn't it look pretty? It just looks so good. It looks so good.
It's so fun. It's
And
such
in
a fun
person,
combination.
it's got this gorgeous texture differential between the fingering and then the mohair because it's so much lighter. You get this beautiful
I
dip.
bet.
So it's just once I get to the lace section and the lace section's all mohair and you have this big fuzzy mohair lace section at the end, it's gonna look so good. I'm going to be so happy to give it to Erin and have it out of my life when I am done with this thing. Love the pattern. Love the pattern. We'll make it again with lace weight yarns that don't have mohair. It's just the mohair is killing me, but I can't not have this done for Erin. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
That's gonna look amazing in a yarn booth. That's got to get some mohair sales. Like already, like there's 4 stripes, and like there's gonna be some mohair sales for that.
So I really, really do, because mohair is, if you like it, a beautiful lace weight yarn. I just really don't like it, which has nothing to do with the mohair. Like it's already bugging my nose and my face. And I don't care. I'm going to finish this for her. I'm going to desperately try to get it done on time because I really want her to have it as a sample. Oh, hey, look, if I lean back, you can see it really well. So I'm doing this. Guys, I love the Pinot Noir. I love the Magnolia colorway. I own many skeins of the Pinot Noir because I want to make a sweater out of it. And I own some of the Magnolia in fingering as well. So that is on the go right now because mohair is so sticky. I have to be careful when I flip from the right side to the wrong side, because if it gets caught on the fingering and you don't deattach it right away, it actually bunches up and knots on the fingering. You have to cut it and put an end in.
Oof.
Guys.
But it's pretty.
I don't want to discourage you from using mohair. And using it on its own is beautiful and light and fluffy and gorgeous and looks so great. I just hate mohair. It's a personal thing. There's nothing wrong with the fiber. It's just me. It's just me. It's gonna look gorgeous. It'll be photos, and then I never want to touch it again. That's it. I set up the mohair booth, like the mohair section of her booth every time I volunteer with her. I'm happy to stack it all up and make color stuff, right? I still don't like the stuff.
Mittens, colorwork mittens. When we recorded yesterday, I had a big long tirade about how counting is difficult.
I mean, you're not wrong. It is.
I failed to count to 80 so many times. I had made it to row 3 of the main colorwork chart of these. I guess I should show the mittens. Let's start by showing the mittens. Oops, as I throw my yarn on the floor. Okay, so these are some Harry Potter mittens. Look at the cute little Marauders map feet on the bottom. That chart went flawlessly. I got the little Marauders map feet, no problem. It's a little bit bunched up on the needles right now.
Okay.
But then the main chart, there's 3 rows where you increase a few stitches each row so that you get up to 80 stitches for the main chart.
Okay.
And it turns out I did that correctly. I had surmised yesterday that I thought I had not done that part correctly. I have done that part correctly. There were, in fact, 80 stitches. Okay. I just could not count the first big yellow section, which is somewhere. Anyway, on the one side of the mitten, there's the palm side of the mitten is mostly dark at the bottom, and the top side is mostly light. And so there's these the float management on this. I'll get to that in a minute. But the dark extends 1 stitch onto the front side. And so I was miscounting how many, because it's got grids of 5. And so I was just assuming that this chunk was 5 stitches, but it was only 4 stitches because the black extended 1 more stitch. And I'd picked up that it has extended 1 more stitch. I just hadn't counted that subtracts 1 from the blocks of 5 for the yellow. And that's where my 1 stitch went. But I didn't realize that the first time until I got to like row 3 and things are super not lining up and I'm trying to fudge it and like fix it because like you can drop down stitches and like kind of change it a little bit if you're only off by 1. And it was still not working out. And then my float management was just getting all mucked up. And so I had to rip it back to the first row, did the first row again, and it was still off by a stitch. So that's where I was at yesterday. Today, I was doing a frustrating thing at work. So I took a break from that to fix the frustrating thing on this.
Yep. Sometimes it's
So
what
I
you gotta
figured out
do.
where the stitch was missing, that I fixed it, and now I've done 2 rounds. So I am now back to being on row 3, where I was a few days ago, but this time everything's lining up properly.
I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it. And when the light bulb goes off, we're like, are you kidding me?
Okay, so now I can talk about float management. And actually,
Yeah.
this stretch right here is pretty good. So, main color left hand, contrast color right hand, I think is how it works for color dominance.
If color dominance is a thing that you find occurs in your color work,
It definitely, because when I screwed up knitting the mittens the first time,
definitely shows up.
there was absolutely a difference.
Yeah,
And like when I did the 8-bit sweater and I did that one, there was like 4 rows that are a different color dominance, and it's so obvious.
Yeah. Whereas I know for some people it's not a thing.
Some people it's not a thing. For
Yeah,
me, it is
but
absolutely a
really
thing.
Yeah.
But overall, my stitches are super duper even. Like I can do stockinette and not block it, and it looks fine.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
But color dominance is absolutely a thing.
I have this weird thing, even though I knit super tight, my tension's always very even across the whole project, which makes no sense because I've never known that tension was a thing people could struggle with.
I don't know, me neither.
Apparently it's a thing. I mean, I don't disbelieve, like if it's a thing, it's a thing. It's not a thing.
No, I'm sure I struggle with completely different things.
Did you know that I managed to get my yarn in my microphone? Cool.
How'd you manage that? That's impressive.
I don't even know anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the backside. Okay, so for my contrast color,
yep, I'm with you.
I'm doing ladder back. There we go, not back ladder. Ladder back jacquard floats.
Okay.
Where you basically, I cannot show you on a dark color on tiny yarn very well.
That's okay.
But you end up with this mesh with columns of, like, looking at it from the inside, they're knit stitches. So you catch your floats this way, but it's just a mesh. So you just make these stitches when you need them and decrease them away when you don't. And because of the yarn management and the fact that the hidden stitch is purled and everything else around it is knit, it just sinks into the background and you can't see it at all. Like I did it all through the foot pattern and you can't see my hidden black stitches whatsoever.
But it definitely helps with your float management.
Yeah. And then so for the yellow, which is my main color, for that one I'm just doing the thing where you when you're knitting with the black and you need to catch your float, you just bring your main color forward, knit a stitch, and bring your main color back, so it just kind of like wraps around in the back.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with your contrast color. You have to like physically pick up the ball and like twist it around, and like it always bothered me to do that because like you have to stop knitting and pick up the ball and move it around, and everything gets twisted and it breaks the flow. Anything that breaks the flow I hate.
You're not into.
So yeah, so these jacquard floats they break the flow a little bit, but not nearly as much. They flow, way better than any other float management I have encountered. So very happy with that.
Excellent. Oh, I'm very excited. Yeah, no, like I can't, like, I mean, obviously through the screen of a Zoom phone call, guys, I can't see the details that well, but yeah. I can tell that your floats are definitely better as far as being nice and snug without being, super loosey-goosey or super tight.
I'm very pleased with how these are turning out now that I can finally count to 80. I'm doing this out of Lion Brand Wool-like.
Yes. Definitely
Wool-like. We determined it was Lion Brand.
I believe so, yes.
I don't know where my ball bands got to. It's wool-like. It's acrylic nylon. It's very skinny.
In there somewhere. It's like in here somewhere. There's wool-like. I'm not looking for it. Don't know where in there it is. Yeah.
It's very, very soft, very glossy. I'm sure the kids will like wearing them. I'm making them to fit me because I don't know what size the kids' hands are, and kids grow like weeds. And so I'm making them to fit me, and the kids can just wear gloves underneath until they fit because they're going to be fairly thin anyway.
I just had
there, Harry Potter socks in Hufflepuff colors.
Mittens.
Did I say socks?
You totally said socks.
Wow, I got socks in the brain. They're not socks, they're mittens.
I'm knitting on a sock.
Mittens are cursed.
Mittens are cursed.
When I knit mittens, mittens are cursed. Anyway, I think I've had enough trouble with these mittens now. So fingers crossed, I can just knit the rest of the gosh darn mitten.
Yeah, fair, fair. Remember, you gotta knit a second one. Trying to like, don't say things like that.
And then another pair in different colors.
Yep. Hanging up.
But that I should have figured out all the problems after the first mitten, though, right? Well, I guess the first pair, because they're different charts. They're different charts on both the mittens.
You totally just jinxed yourself. You totally just jinxed yourself because you just said you figured it all out. Yeah. So I'm going to recall back to this moment next month when you're working on a different pair of mittens. I live in hope, people, that you can do a pair of mittens in a month. I believe in her. I really do think you can do it. And my nerds are freaking awesome. No freaking rule bag. I've had this bag since high school. It's old. It's been with me for a while. I tucked my yarn for my fingerless mittens into it. Why? Because it's not traveling anywhere. It's color work. And in my main color, which is some really nice gray from the Briggs & Little in their sport. Look at that. Look at how that works on the inside. All of them do this. You get this wonderful like concaving. That's right. Concave is in, right? Concave is in.
Yes.
It concaves
in like a cave.
Yeah, in like a cave. Con out. Yes, concave in. Whenever you do them on, like I've always found the Briggs & Littles does this. Concaves in when I cake it. It's just it's only on the one side. Like this side doesn't really concave, but this side's got a perceptible dip. It's so cool.
Interesting.
It has nothing to do with the pattern I'm working on. It's just a really neat thing that I've noticed. So in my dark gray sport from Briggs & Little, I love their color names. Gray. Yes, this is what that color is. Thank you. It's very helpful. I am making the Nikkieknits. It is spelled Maika. It is a free fingerless mitten pattern. I like fingerless mittens, Louise notwithstanding. She's not a fan.
So fingerless mittens.
Well, if you're cold, just wear a pair of mittens, which, I mean, yes, but I don't.
But what if you're cold and you still need your fingers?
Or what if you get really hot, sweaty hands when they're encased, but fingerless mittens don't encase them, so your fingers don't get sweaty and gross, but your wrists stay warm.
Also that.
So these fingerless mittens came about because, well, we're running a CAL, the winter gear CAL, which is why we're talking about these things. And because I needed a color to use with this beautiful, beautiful hand spun yarn that Jocelyn gave me. I know several Jocelyn's. This one happens to be one of the ladies at the Winnipeg Drop Spinners Guild. And she like wins prizes with her drop spinning. That is how good and consistent she is, guys. She's a very good spinner. So she made this beautiful, beautiful ready orange color here. And it was going to be my birthday present in, well, 2020. And we know what happened then. Her birthday's at the end of March. So to celebrate two spectacularly not fun birthdays, she gave me handspun. So this is going to be the color work in my Maika hand fingerless mittens. The reason the pattern calls for 2 inches of ribbing, I did 4 inches of ribbing because I hate it when the 2 inches of ribbing on cuffs of mittens is not long enough to stay in your coat sleeve. Sweater sleeve, cardigan sleeve, you name it. That 2-inch cuff, cutting it close. When you stretch your arms out to grab something, you run the risk of exposed naked wrist. And that, you're trying to cover that to keep it warm. So I voluntarily did 4 inches of ribbing.
Wouldn't want to be indelicate and expose your wrist.
Listen, I'm a proper lady. Thank you very much. So right now those live in here. They're ready for the charts, but I obviously did not get to the charts today. I didn't think I'd get to the charts till like Thursday because I want to make some serious progress on the shawl this week, and on the socks I have to catch up. So we'll see. I'm hoping to get some chart knitting done if possible. I don't have my dad. I don't have like a plotter printer to print like a chart this big. So that I can see it in person and just do it manually. That's how that works, people. So that is also happening, which is good. That's 4 projects. That's my normal amount of crazy that I talk about here. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. I have too much going on. I still need to put knitwear on that skeleton.
I mean, he only went up this week.
He did. See, I put the pumpkin hat on my mannequin, on my head, on my gray hair. I pulled out my foam head, put gray hair, because I cosplay as Grey Full Buster from Fairy Tale one year. Dinah was with me. She was Natsu. So I put Gray's hair, because we gender bent, and then I put the pumpkin hat on top. It looks so good. So good.
It does look really fun.
And I got a little skeleton just chilling like a villain and the yarn. I had fun. I was decorating for Halloween this week, guys. Things that are happening. All right, that's it. I'm out of stuff to talk about. You're out of stuff to talk about for works. That means we're on to the admin section.
Admin section. Woolly workings.
All you.
Wool gathering. I'm awake. I'm actually quite awake. In my defense, there's rum in my drink.
Sure.
It's not a good defense.
Not a good defense.
I'm going to stick to it.
Okay. There's a country song called I'm Gonna Get You to Listen to One Day. It's pretty much what the guy does. And that's a story and he's sticking to it. And the story changes every verse.
Right. Okay. Time for your unscripted Patreon ad of the week.
Yep. I'm not looking at you. I'm going to give you the best shot I can.
If for some reason you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/Northern Knits Podcast. Stop laughing.
Shut up. I'm being quiet.
I can see it. I can I can't actually hear it, but I can see it so hard I can hear it.
It's because my shoulders shake when I laugh. It's so hard to hide.
What was it saying? Oh yeah,
it's
financial support.
I know, because the pause is where your brain just farts and it stops thinking and you're scrambling to figure out where you are.
I said some things and now I'm going to pause and try so hard not to say
Oh, I shouldn't laugh. I do the same thing, and yet here we are. And that's what I do to you. I'm sorry.
Toastmasters taught me that the pause is better than the so I go with the pause.
The pause is better than the
What was I talking about?
We're talking
Patreon.
about Patreon.
Right. Support at, and there I am. Support at any level gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we are active at, well, not us. People are active at all hours of the day and the night because time zones exist.
They do.
There's early access to bonus content.
Wonderful active group of ladies.
Yes. Very entertaining. Experimental Tuesday is every other Tuesday. Every Tuesday, every other. We alternate Tuesdays-ish, mostly.
Whenever I get back on schedule, it'll run smoothly, but right now I'm not back on schedule, so it's hit and miss.
It's bi-weekly-ish. It's a cooking blog, generally. It's an experimental blog, usually with food.
Yeah, because you did Gatorade grade.
I haven't done it yet, but I will. I haven't done it yet. I have to get Gatorade. We went shopping and I forgot to get Gatorade. It's because it wasn't on the list. I'm putting Gatorade on the list after this.
Gotta put Gatorade on the list. Do you want to know what else we do while we're with the Patreon?
The e-knitting?
The e-knitting, yeah. That happens once a month. It's for people who are patrons for us for $5 or more. That is in Canadian funds, guys. Just as a reference point, we speak in Canada dollars because that's where we are.
Canada dollars?
Canada dollars. It's
that like Monopoly money?
Well, we do have colored money. Like our bills are different colors. The
10 is a very pretty shade of purple.
It is a very pretty shade of purple. They're weird about
Patreon e-knitting. The next Patreon e-knitting is going to be on October the 23rd. Manitoba time.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Ooh, thunder. That's exciting.
Well, we were getting warnings from your weather app.
It was very determined to tell me it was going to rain.
Mm-hmm. There's other things you forgot about Patreon.
I did it out of order. I'm never going to remember now.
That's a thing. Though, as always, we do understand that budgets are a real life thing and a concern for people. And if you can't financially support us, absolutely do not feel bad about it. Liking, subscribing, commenting down below in the YouTube comments here is also great and handy, and we super appreciate it. If you listen to us on whatever podcast catcher of your choice, same idea. Commenting, liking, sharing the podcast helps us grow the community and helps us know that you're there. Because if you just listen and don't talk, we're not psychic. At least I'm not. Diana might be. I don't know her life.
Pretty sure I'm not. It's yeah, because otherwise we're just screaming into the void.
Well,
which is fun sometimes, but you know, it gets a little exhausting after a while.
I was screaming. My voice would be much louder. We are also.
Sometimes I wish I had a void to scream into.
I just give yourself a background screen of a spatial void and scream at it. Like, I don't feel like that's so really difficult to create.
I'm more concerned about alarming the neighbors.
Yeah, fair. Okay, that's a thing. If a YouTube is a place where you like to watch and not comment, but you're on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group. Conveniently enough, it's called Northern Knits Podcast. We believe in branding. You can join us there. You can join us there. The security password is don't forget to knit. It's just when we ask you the question, that's sort of you're agreeing to Will Wheaton's rule of the universe, which is don't be a
jerk.
Don't
work. Be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. And that you watch us so you know who we are, which is helpful. Helps keep out people who might not know who we are. And you can always get a hold and contact us on Instagram. It's where you can share pictures of your projects, tag us so we can see what you're working on. You can enjoy Diana's rendition of Rent on Instagram Reels.
You're my whole 9 seconds
of it. It was
you know, I've never actually seen Rent.
Oh Lord.
I know the songs. I've never actually seen it.
I have it.
Same with Hamilton. I've never seen it.
Oh, there's something wrong with you.
But I listened to the Hamilton soundtrack on repeat while driving out here. So for like 3 days, I know all the Hamilton songs. I've never seen it.
That is crazy.
The Hamilton soundtrack was my best friend for 3 days.
Okay. All right. Sure. I have no response for that. That just makes no sense to me, but okay, sure. I like musicals, so it's not a problem for me. What do I know? It's
not for lack of wanting to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it somehow.
I think it's streamed now. It's on Disney. It's on Disney.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I even have it in my queue. Just haven't watched it yet.
Cool. All right. There's that happening. As always, because of all the things that we've got running on and because I got really grumpy when Ravelry changed things. And did I gleefully jump on my soapbox of accessibility? And have I ever been there since? I'm not getting off this soapbox. It's my soapbox. It's my molehill, and I'm going to die here happily. We have essentially moved off of Ravelry almost entirely, and we weren't really there to begin with. So for us, it wasn't really that big of a change. But for now, for entering draws and prizes for the knit-alongs that we run, you do have to use the Instagram hashtags that we use or use the Facebook group to post for entries to be entered in for things. So as a heads up, that's what's going on. Now, we should talk about CALs, shouldn't we? CALs, lives, things that are going on.
Yeah. I don't know, let's throw in the live. It's the next thing on my list. Our next live episode is going to be on Saturday, October the 2nd. It is usually on Sundays, but the next one will be on Saturday because of scheduling things.
It happens.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So usual noon Manitoba time, just on the Saturday, not the Sunday.
Yeah, no biggie. It happens. Whatever. Listen, we record on the Mondays of long weekends because Diana, you was usually out at the cabin. It's been weird this year that she has been out the cabin. We've been able to just record at our normal day. It's been kind of nice.
It's weird.
I'm not gonna lie. It's been really nice. Really nice. Thoroughly liked it. I don't miss the constant shuffle all summer long. I don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Families demanding you be places at times.
I do things with my family all the time. I somehow manage to have them respect my recording schedule.
Your family also doesn't drive like 2.5 hours away and ask you to join them.
No, I go live with my mother for a month or two every year. Recording
See, that I don't
schedules.
do.
Oh,
Well, I guess I
like.
did do that last year, but
Yes, you did.
not by choice.
Not by choice. I do it by choice.
It would have been better if it was by choice.
That's fair. That's fair. I think so. Yeah. What else we got live wise? Oh, my next check in with Louise is going to be on the 7th of October.
Yep.
We'll get to see if I got that sweater, shawl, and spinning project done. Can't talk
In
about
addition
any of it.
to the sample knit and everything else that you're doing?
In addition to everything I do here, plus the stuff that I'm doing for the advent calendar. Plus the stuff I'm doing for my own channel, because we're almost into October.
Uh-huh. So you're gonna sleep when?
Never. No sleep.
Okay.
Not gonna
Okay.
happen. It's a thing.
Just making sure you know.
Hey, on the bright side, we're down to noon 2 knit-alongs or craft-alongs. Down
Yeah.
from 3. Woohoo! We announced the winners for the spring cleaning KAL on the live at the start of this month. So that all got wrapped up and lovely packaged. 2 of the ladies have gotten a hold of me with what they want for prizes, which is great. And then we just got the one left, which is beautiful. So now we can solely focus on the last month of the sock KAL. So the hashtag NKP Summer Sock Along, which we are hosting in conjunction with Nikkieknits, since she designed sock patterns after us. So we went, oh, let's do a sock KAL. That has to happen.
Yeah.
Yep. That wraps up at the end of this month. So this is the last month for you guys to get your entries in. The rules are thus: adult socks, a completed pair, whips are welcome. That's it. Pretty easy rules.
The rules are thus. I have
The rules
spoken.
are thus. I have spoken. I'm running this KAL, people. I'm running this KAL. I get to make the rules. No?
That is how that works.
The other KAL we have running is the Winter Gear KAL. That one's just started. So you got 2 months plus to jump in on that one. For us, for the focus for September for that is going to be mittens. But you could do hats, you could do balaclavas, you could do headbands, you could do cowls, you could do shawls if you wanted. The goal is to have new winter gear for yourself or as a start of a Christmas present for family members. And you're going to use September, October, and till the end of November to do so. So bearing that in mind, the rules for that one, also not terribly hard. It has to be color work-ish, has to look like color work. If it is actually color work, bonus, but it could be mosaic, it could be intarsia, it could be double knit, like as long as it looks like it's color work, not chevrons or stripes or slip stitches, even though technically double knitting is slip stitching, you know what I mean. Looks like color work, even if you didn't technically use color work to get there. The only other rules are adult sized, as always. If you happen to be making an adult small for a small human, totally legit. That's what Diana's doing. Super counts.
I have tiny hands.
Super counts. Other than
One
that,
of the children is 9.
It's fine.
He'll be adult size soon.
You're dainty. It's fine. So that's going on as things that are progressing goes. I know you and I doing mitts. I think both of us want to do the little pine tree set from Cozy Up Knits from last year. I want to do the headband.
I do. I want to do that. I want to do the whole set. I don't know if I'll get to that because I've got 3 pairs of mittens to do.
You're going to have to start knitting faster on those mittens if you're going to get there, dear.
I need to count to 80 better the first time. Because otherwise I would be like a quarter done that chart by now because I wouldn't have had to knit the 3 rows 6 times. I need to count better.
Also true. Also true.
This is really the problem here is I just need to count better.
Also true. So there's that. I want to do this chunky pair of fingerless mittens. I want to try to get the Be Relentless mittens done, which are fingering weight. And I definitely want to try for like a cowl and a headband if I can before the end of the 3 months. That'll give me some nice stuff to go with. So while that's going on, the hashtag is NKP Winter Gear KAL, KAL. As always, crochet is welcome, woven is welcome. We just had to pick a letter. We picked K. that's how that goes. Otherwise, that's it for sort of big announcements. And we can talk about all the stuff we bought. We bought yarn.
Acquisitions.
All right, Michael's had their fall yarn sale. And like a good sucker to any sort of marketing, I went and bought some. These are for sweater projects that I'm either going to start right away in this case, possibly in the second case, but in one, I'm not starting till February. So one of these is a planned project I knew I had to find yarn for. However, in this chapter's recyclable bag, this wonderful, impeccable black tweed at worsted was not planned. Was not planned, but it was on sale. And the sweater is called the Lodge sweater. There's no the at the front, guys. I just cannot for the life of me spit out a pattern name without saying the on the front. It sounds weird to me. I don't know if it's actually weird, but it sounds weird to me. And since we've discovered that language is a living beast and changes every 15 to 20 years, we're just going to have to deal with it.
Yep.
So I have this worsted in black with this beautiful like multicolored tweed sort of going on, and I have a sweater's quantity worth to make myself. It probably won't be a split hem, but the pattern's a split hem turtleneck comfy cozy loungy sweater, and that's sort of my kick for sweaters this year is I want comfy cozy loungy sweaters. So in the theory at some point we'll be minus 40 and not even I want to go outside at that temperature.
No,
even I think it's too cold. And I think it's too cold.
It is too cold.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. In my second reusable bag that I don't use for anything other than knitting projects before, which is I heart recycling. Recycling gives you wings. Guys, it's got a heart with recycling on it and wings.
Recycling gives you wings.
It's so weird. It's cute. I like it. I bought this a decade ago when I worked at Dollarama. Where haven't you worked, Jocelyn? There's not a lot of places. You're not wrong. In the let's continue the impeccable kick, I like impeccable as an acrylic yarn. It's like the Bernat Premium. It's just a good acrylic yarn, and I don't have a problem with acrylics. So what I have is the other cardigan I wanted to make this year is crocheted, and it's called the Holly Cardigan. Now the Holly Cardigan uses a dark fall red to a pumpkiny orange into a yellow for its color stripes. So the red at the bottom, yellow at the top. I can't wear yellow. It's should not be put next to my skin tone. It's like Diana. We both like it. It's not the best for us.
It does not do wonders for us.
Does not do wonders for us. But I did pick up this beautiful chocolate brown, which I'm going to put on the bottom. And then I'm going to have red in the middle. And then I'm going to have the pumpkin orange at the top. So I'm going to look like a 70s Chesterfield. And I don't care. I so don't care.
I am so here for excited. The 70s Chesterfield.
I am so excited for this. It is, my mom's going to laugh her butt off at me when she sees it when this is done, because I'm going to look like one of my aunt's couches. It's what I'm going to look like. I can even remember the couch. It's possibly like my Uncle Victor's couch. Like I'm going to look like a family member 70 couch. I can remember it clearly from my childhood. I just don't remember where and what house it was. I know it wasn't ours, but that doesn't mean much. Because as a kid, you visit all the family. Can you remember all the couches from all the family members from when you were little?
A lot of families, so yes, but there were only like 2 couches to remember. So
there were a lot of couches for me to remember. It's not an option. So I want to start this immediately because it's crochet, guys. And we know how fast I am at crochet, but not until I'm done Erin's sample shawl. Because
keep repeating it.
That's got a deadline I need to get done. Boy, do I need to get done. It has to go to Knit City at the end of the month. I need to get it done. And if I keep saying it, it might happen. But there's one that I can wait for. In my polka dot bag. Because it's got polka dots. I have next February's 2-week sweater challenge yarn.
You're just so well planned for this.
I didn't. That was when I was talking with Louise. I was like, oh, I think I'm like, maybe I'll do a worsted sweater. I don't know what I want to do. Like maybe I'll find something. I found the pattern and I went, yes, I want you. And then it occurred to me that I can work bulky yarns in worsted and get gauge quite easily because I knit so bloody tight. I'm always going up at least a needle size. So the boho cardigan, right? Boho cardi? Boho cardi.
I think
is a bulky pattern, and it's done in pieces, and it is long. These are all words Jocelyn likes, and it's got that great, that artist who sits and like paints things in pastels and like has that big drapey front cardigan that like wraps around like a shawl, like that sort of idea. Diana's cardigans. Diana's preferred cardigan, massive drape in the front. It has
they're cozy,
massive drape, and it's got beautiful stripes of geometric patterns in it. I gotta make it. Gotta make it. It's for doing laundry. It's for taking garbage. It's for running to the farmer's market. It's for making that dash from the car to the St. Vital Mall for closed doors Winnipeg. Like that's what this cardigan is for. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
So, because the Impeccable was on sale, we bought more. I bought so much Impeccable, guys. And I have a lot of it. I like working in it. It's a good thing. I bought this. It's called True Gray. It's a light gray. It's just a light cool gray and teal. So the body's going to be in this light gray and the color work's going to be in this teal color. How nice is this going to look with like the Find Your Fade shawl or any of my
like
cowls?
everything?
It's going to look so good because it's such a cool neutral. It's going to go so well with all of my warm bright colors.
So excited. I'm just excited to vicariously knit this via you.
Yeah. And it also means that Louise can't stress me out anymore. I have my yarn. I have my pattern. I just need to wait till February. I can do that.
You're just so prepared months in advance.
Which is super not how things usually work for me. It's usually a last minute, kind of falls into place where I rush it. Although I have been reminded, thank you, Elsa, that the trick is to not injure myself just before we start, like I did last year.
Also that, yeah.
Remember, I started a 2-week knitting challenge and then threw my back out and was stuck in bed for a week?
Yeah.
Let's
I remember that.
Next year.
Yeah, that good plan.
Let's not do that. That hurt. I don't want to do that again. Goal is not to, but the Holly cardigan and the Lodge cardigan, those are gonna have to start a lot sooner because I want to get those done so that I can wear them. But yes, I know I should finish my 8-bit sweater. I know I should finish the Saturday morning sweater. Like I am aware there are other things I want to get finished. I know.
See, it's all just content because there's part of the audience that likes to see all the new stuff on like different stuff all the time. And then there's part of the audience that just wants to see you finish things. And then they get to bug you about it until you finish them. And so, everybody's happy. It's just all content.
So. I like to think so. Wait till I have to start finishing blankets. That's going to be a big project, guys. All right. Those are my acquisitions from this province. I vicariously bought through Diana from another province while I was in bed in my pajamas. But that's because I have skills. I have mad skills. Mad skills.
Oh, man. I went and put everything away after we recorded yesterday, so I had to like unput everything away and put it back in the bag here. Okay.
I'm sorry. Tech got really mad at me and we have to re-record. It's not my fault.
It's fine. Crinkle. Okay. So there was a tent sale at Shall We Knit on Sunday, which is not today anymore.
No.
They were joined by the fabric store, Spool and Spindle, and I bought things from both, but I mostly bought yarn. So we're going to start with that.
Okay.
I will start with the thing that Jocelyn has bought.
We were texting and I'm like, what am I texting for? I have Canada
it was basically
long distance calling plan. I just phoned her. I was like, I pay for a really big long distance plan, so I just call family middle of the day, talk for as long as I want.
And I've got so much data. I'm like, just here, have pictures.
Yep. I'm just gonna call. We're good.
So I found I found a bin of Barocco Indio, which is 100% linen in a chain ply at I'm gonna say sport-ish weight.
Linen.
Anyway, there's a whole bin of the stuff. So Jocelyn has a dark gray and a dark blue. Oops, I said those backwards. Anyway, dark gray and dark blue.
That's fine.
It's like ever so slightly marled in appearance.
Oh, it's gonna look so good.
It is. So those are those. I will keep your bag sealed, but where's my bag? Because of course I also bought some. Which is super on sale because each of these bags was $50 and each of these balls has a sticker on it for $13. And there's 10 balls in here, so that's like $130 of yarn for $50. Super sale.
I remember the first text you sent me, like, do you want the dark gray or the light gray? And you sent the picture, and I'm like, why don't we just buy both and decide later? Because whatever one I don't pick, you'll pick. And then they're like, well, never mind. Whatever gray you don't pick, I'll take. I'm like, great minds think alike.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Ooh, Mr. Diana.
I've had cookie dough delivered.
Wow.
Yeah.
My cat doesn't do that.
It's not Pop-Tart for legal reasons.
Oh, geez.
It's a Pop-Tart. It's cookie dough that's got like pastry bits and sprinkles and like icing. It's a Pop-Tart in a cookie dough. It's in Pop-Tart in cookie dough form.
I will raise you your Pop-Tart cookie dough with my peanut butter covered pretzels.
I think mine has more sugar.
Yours has more sugar. Mine I can eat.
If you ever make it out here, I will make a special point to grill them about their ingredients to see if that is a thing that we can do.
Yeah.
If not, I have at least one bakery that can definitely do it.
Oh, I'm coming out. I gotta come out to you to pick you and Louise up so we can go to Rhinebeck.
Yes. Okay, seriously, this bag is sealed way too well.
And yes,
I don't want to rip a huge hole in it.
I do realize the blind lady has to go to Ontario to pick up the two people driving her to Rhinebeck to get them to Rhinebeck. But I'm the plan maker. Like, I'm the one who makes all the plans.
I'll just open my bags. Fine. Okay.
Same way as in Knit City, we got to make sure if we go next year that we stagger it so that your airplane lands about 30 minutes before mine. Because people really stress when there's nobody there to pick me up at the airport. Like, it causes.
Well, you'd be landing in Toronto, right?
For Rhinebeck, I'd probably come land in Toronto or Waterloo or
Yeah, because you can fly straight to Waterloo. So yeah,
yes, I can.
Sure, I'm there to pick you up.
Yeah. But for Knit City, we have to make sure you land first if we go because blind people aren't allowed to sit by themselves and wait for flights to land. It stresses people.
Apparently.
It stresses people.
Okay, so Barocco Indio, I got the light gray, so it's got like this light sheen to it. It's very crisp because it's linen.
Yeah.
But then it's like this flat tape chain ply. It's gonna make a very interesting texture. I'm thinking, oops, that's double stranded. Here we go. So that's like, I don't know, maybe that's even fingering weight. I really can't tell because of the interesting ply.
It's what, 137 for 50 grams?
Yes.
So you're 270 something. So yeah, you're like a sport DK weight.
It's not actually giving a yarn weight on here.
That's fine.
Well, okay,
if you were close.
Oh wait, here we go. It was hiding on the inside. Weight 3.
So yeah, it's a sport DK weight.
Okay.
Yeah, because a 2 is a fine, which is like a fingering or sport. I do it by yardage. If 100 grams is going to get you about 400 yards, you're about a fingering weight. If 100 grams gets you about
nice
250 to 300 yards, you're like a sport DK weight or like a heavy fingering sport DK weight. You're like in that middle range. But in a linen, that's great because linen is an amazing summer fabric.
Yeah, so I'm going to make some kind of like loose, oversized, probably long sleeve t-shirt kind of a deal. So that it's just like gauzy, you wear it over top of another shirt. Yeah, like it's just it's a fashion layer more than anything.
There's that crochet pattern I have where they did it in a gradient yarn down, but it's essentially sort of it's crochet's versions of eyelets, and it's just a great big drapey shirt you wear over top of tank tops.
Good crochet. Anyway, I don't know precisely what I'm going to make out of that. It's going to be a garment.
Yes.
And it's going to be lacy and drapey. Yeah. And that's all I know. It's going to be light gray. That is the extent of my knowledge on that. But that is not all, said what was the Dr. Seuss? But that's not all, said the fox. Oh no.
Okay.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Yep, it's been a long time since I've read Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh no, wait, that's the Cat in the Hat. Never mind, that's the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, I'm sure. Again, I haven't read it in a very long time.
I don't know. I remember weird things. Okay, chunky yarn.
I was coloring with a 3-year-old the other weekend.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yes, he was telling
Crinkle,
me where
crinkle.
to color because I couldn't see the coloring book, so I didn't know where I was coloring. So I had to get directions. So I colored about as well as a 3-year-old did. I didn't really have much
That's
choice.
great.
The coloring book showed up in my lap, and then so did the pen that he wanted me to color, like the marker and the color with the lid off. And then I was directed. So like I was knitting and talking to mom, and then I was coloring and talking to mom because that was the instructions I had received.
Well, that's how that goes.
That is how that goes.
So this is a bag of 6 skeins of chunky single ply super soft yarn in like greens and grays. Anyway, there's 6 skeins of that. That was $60, so that's $10 a skein for things.
How much of that
for things
white,
that have a price tag? What?
How much of that white bulky do you have?
The white I have is super bulky. Like it's like 3 of these plies at least.
Wow, that's too bulky.
Oh, it's big. Yeah, it's
That's
super bulky. Yeah.
Because I was like, that'd be great because then you could do like a big single ply, like chunky shawl or mittens or mitten hats.
I would have to, because the super chunky white one has like 5 plies, so I could work with just some of the plies.
Yeah,
it would
could work.
Get a little weird, but I could probably do it.
I was just thinking because I know you have so much of it left over.
Mm-hmm.
And that
it will get used, fear not.
Would be amazing. White against that beautiful, like dark marled color.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, it would pill so fast, but it would be so pretty.
Whatever. It's single ply. It's going to pill anyway. Whatever.
Fair point. Anyway, so this has a price tag on it that's $30. But I got each of these skeins for $10.
Just blows my mind. You did so well at that 10 sale. Like, so well.
Yeah. So this is Unique Chunky Extra Fine Superwash Merino from Earth, URTH. Trying to read the tag while it's backlit so that people can keep looking at the pretty yarn. Plants tree, blah, blah, blah. It's 100 grams, 60 meters. Use a needle size 9 to 12 millimeters. Color 5006. Doesn't have a name.
But you could always
do Turkey. It's from Estelle Yarns. Anyway.
Do an advanced
so it's very earthy.
search. Take your total yardage and just do an advanced search on Ravelry.
Oh, I definitely can. I have 0 plans to cast on anything with this, so I'm not even gonna look until I need something.
That's fair.
But it's grays and greens. It's like moss growing on cobblestone. I love it. I'm so excited about this, and I have so much of it. Like I could probably make a sweater out of this. I have so much. I'm not going to make a sweater out of it. 1, because it would be too warm and I would die. 2, it would pill all to hell after like 3 wearings, so I'm not going to do that. But I have enough that I could.
You could. Yeah. I'm with you. Okay,
stuff that back in the crinkly bag. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle.
Hey, listen, I'm looking forward to those iron-on patches.
Okay, and then, as if that wasn't enough, I got myself a kit for the night shift shawl. 6 skeins of Cascade 220 Superwash, going from there's like a purple, and then a red, and then an orange, and a blue, and there's a dark blue, and then there's a light blue, and then there's like a really dark blue, red, purple thing at the bottom. So that's going to be a night shift shawl at some point. And I'm really excited about it. See the colors better this way. Crinkle, crinkle. Colors.
I'm so
pretty
excited.
Colors.
So excited. I love those colors so freaking much.
Right?
Oh, they're so good.
So I'm pretty, that was such a, I mean, all of this was kind of an impulse buy because like you had to book a time slot so they could like organize everybody and keep numbers down.
Yeah.
So I had half an hour to just like run around and go, I like this. And then I'm just like, don't think, just buy.
Don't think just buy.
And this was super don't think just buy, because I was like in line to cash out and I was like right at time and I'm like, I don't have time to decide. I'm buying it.
Yep. Turns into like years later, it's like your favorite shawl you've ever made.
Well, because the last time I wasn't sure about a worsted weight cascade. It was a wrap, but I did it out of cascade and it was like 5 colors and I was like super sure about it. It's my Rivers wrap and it's like the scarf that I wear all winter.
All the time. Yeah.
Like it's just stayed in the off season with my coat.
Yes. No, I feel like that was, of the impulse purchases, the best one.
Well, I mean the linen.
Well,
the linen was
besides
just a
the
stunning
linen.
deal.
The linen was...
Can't argue with that. Okay, so that was everything I bought from the yarn store.
Okay.
I bought a little bit of stuff from the sewing store. I did not buy fabric because I still haven't sewn anything. I have sewn nothing since I moved to this province. Absolutely. The last thing I sewed, no, that's a lie. I sewed 1 face mask since I moved here.
Cool.
1 face mask, like last
need to
June.
Get you
I know.
sewing.
I know,
Oh my
it's right there. It's judging me right there. It's wearing a hat and judging me.
It's wearing a hat and judging you? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did not buy fabric. I bought an iron-on T-Rex patch. Come on, there we go.
Those patches are
It's
so
a very
cute.
It's like a very late 80s, early 90s kind of T-Rex looking thing. And you know, that wasn't ridiculous enough. So I bought the even bigger T-Rex on a surfboard with sunglasses patch.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I'm putting these on, but I have them and I'm happy.
Ridiculous. I love them. They're ridiculous.
And so, you know, the last time I tried to pick up a new hobby, sewing, that obviously went over swimmingly. So I'm picking up another hobby. Oh, Okay, there we go. Cover up the mildly bad words. Don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, so I'm picking up embroidery now. So I got this kit from Sassy Stitches. It's floral and says don't be a jerk.
Something.
Yep.
It's
Sassy Stitches for an effing good time.
Yep. Yeah, we need to check them out.
So I'm really excited about this. It's a kit, so it's got the hoop and the thread and the needles and the fabric and it's got everything. It's got everything. I'm good to go. I have exactly what I need and no more, which is good for me to try out this hobby that I don't know if I'll like.
Yep.
And I imagine if I don't end up not liking it, my brother's really into embroidery, so I could probably, you know, gift it on if I turn out not to like embroidery.
It's true. You've got options, which is always a good backup.
So that was several $100s yesterday.
That's fine.
No regrets. Good deals.
Good deals. Good deals, and for hobbies you might enjoy and hobbies that you do enjoy. And trying stuff is fun. Yeah. Super cool.
Okay, those are all my acquisitions.
We're good?
We're good. It's time for books. We're in the home stretch.
We're in
literature.
Well,
Books.
Since yesterday, I finished a book.
It's the part of the night where I turn into an octopus.
Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. It's coming up on 10 o'clock at night. I'm drinking. There's sugar. I don't know what's going on. I'm an octopus.
Do you want to talk about your books first before you lose what is it?
Cohesion? Coherence?
Cohesion?
I don't know.
It's cohesion since you're out of
Cohesion.
The water.
I'll just like separate.
And you're turning into like an acid wave test. Like I don't or an ink blob. Like I don't know what you're doing.
I'll turn into an acid and then we can drop some base.
Oh, no.
Don't drop acid.
I'm hiding my face in shame.
It was a chemistry and a music joke all at once.
Oh, it was so bad. It hurts.
It
hurts my soul.
I gave myself psychic damage. Don't worry.
What's worse is I found it funny. Oh no. Okay. Yep. We're not meant for normal consumption. This is just
books.
good. Why don't you talk about your books first?
Oh.
Oh, octopus.
Okay. So I was able to get to the library finally and get a local library card.
Which
And
is
I'm very
good.
excited about that.
Yeah.
Got the little
Yeah, you were
key tag
telling
on
me.
my keys and like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I got to the library. I got to go to the library.
It's a pretty library.
It is a pretty library, and I got to take out the pretty book for my sci-fi and fantasy book club. Because the book this month is Gospel of Loki, which is a modern retelling of Norse mythology from the perspective of Loki, using a modern voice circa 2014.
Language
So
doesn't change
kind of
that fast. But yes.
To my ear, Loki just sounds like a petulant teenager, and that bothers me.
It's because you're old.
And I mean, I'm old, and I guess at this stage of the game, Loki is a petulant teenager, but it just bothers me when like powerful beings don't talk like powerful beings. You know, there should be a certain level of formality and gravitas, and it's just like, so shoot me. I did the thing. Yeah. It's a me thing. Obviously, lots of people find that totally fine. It's a me thing.
That's fair. That's fair. So long as it's a you thing.
Besides that, I'm really enjoying, not that I know the mythology super well anyway, like I know basically nothing. But I am enjoying it from Loki's perspective, because it's got the tone that like, so you know, like Odin's side of the story, but this is my side of the story, and I know like enough to like see where it's being twisted isn't quite the right word because it feels disingenuous, but anyway, where it's being like, and this is a different perspective on this story that everybody knows.
It's a retelling.
Yep. Yeah. And it's hitting all the story beats. I read the goat scene the other day wherein Loki gets tied to a goat for entertainment.
Yep.
It's in there.
Oh, good. It should be. He's got a lot of good stories where there's several WTFs per moment happening when you're reading them. And you're thinking,
Loki stories and WTFs per minute. The goat one was high on WTFs per minute.
Yes, that is in fact how the story of Loki should be read. If you are not having several WTFs per story for Loki, what has your life been? Please, let's have coffee. Boy, it's going to be way more interesting than mine. Way more interesting than mine. Good. You should also read some of the original mythology as well.
I definitely should. I really should. The other thing that I'm reading right now is an audiobook while I'm going walking for the zombie game that I'm doing at work that I'm decided to be a captain of. I mean, I'm hype person for my team. Rah, rah. We're going to walk away from the zombies real good. It's one of those like company exercise games. It's like, get out and count your steps, but they've skinned it as a zombie game. Anyway, I figured I should listen to zombie media while I do that. So I'm reading Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And it is the ridiculous satire romance that is Pride and Prejudice, but also with B horror movie zombies. They're just also there.
I am rolling my eyes at her.
Oh, I can see. Don't roll them too hard, they might fall out.
They will not fall out of my head, and it's not like I'm using them anyway, so it's fine.
Anyway, it's ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
Reasonably well done, I guess. As well done as sticking B-movie zombies into a satirical romance can be.
If it's a train wreck you're enjoying, that's totally
fine.
It is.
It's a beautiful, like, it's just so ridiculous and over the top, and like it's a well-written ridiculous over the top, and it knows it's ridiculous and over the top, and it's just going for it.
Okay.
So I'm really enjoying that.
Just crazy.
It knows what it is and it's leaning into it, and I'm loving it.
All right.
Like, I have to stop walking to laugh sometimes. It's just so ridiculous. My neighbors must all think I'm nuts.
Just be careful you don't stop walking too often or the zombies will get you.
True.
It's a thing. That's why you guys
Just
are
laughing too
walking.
hard and the zombies catch up.
Yeah. Why did you
Yeah,
die?
the zombies are
I
days
was
behind us. We're good.
days behind you. Ooh, you guys are making good time.
God,
Excellent.
one of the teams like 3/4 finished already. We're not even halfway.
Oh my. That's
This thing's supposed to take 4 weeks. This team's not going to take 4 weeks. Our team
no.
will. But this team number
They're
1, oof, they're going to finish like later this week.
they're determined. All right.
Yeah, they're so competitive.
Okay. That is not my mode of exercising.
You just got to walk.
I
Like,
walk
just
everywhere.
walking around and then it sinks.
I walk around everywhere. I feel like I would be an asset to your team.
Yes.
The volume of walking I just do to exist from week to week.
Yeah. Can I get you to log into my fitness tracker app account and no.
Do a day.
I'm kidding.
Do a regular Jocelyn day. I mean, I got the Fibre Festival this weekend because Manitoba Fibre Festival this weekend. A lot of standing and walking. Anyway, this week, 4 books. I have now officially finished 2 books instead of the one I finished earlier because I finished one today. So I started and finished Hunted by Kevin Hearn. It is the next in the Iron Druid series that I have been reading. Oh, there were some moments of WTF. There were some moments of, oh, you did not just do that. But it's okay. We've made it to the end of the book. We're good. We're ready for the next chapter. It's fine. They'd cliffhangered at
It's
any
fine.
of those moments. If they'd cliffhangered at any of those, what did you just do moments, I'd be so mad. I would be so mad. So mad. But it's okay. We made it. The Olympic gods have paid. Kinda. Sorta, maybe. And we're no longer currently on the run for our lives. I mean, that's going to change chapter 1 of the next book. It always does. But that's okay. For the moment, we're good. So, that's fine. I thoroughly enjoy the Iron Druid series. It is sarcastic. It is funny. It's just, it's a delightful sort of what if there was one remaining druid on the planet and he had lived since the Romans came to wipe out the druids and he was still around and he, make it just living life. Like, what would he be like after so long? So it just, and his interactions with mythical beings and creatures, and he's just so very pragmatic, where he's just like, seriously, I am too old for this. I am too old for this. This is ridiculous. Why can you people not go away? What is wrong? I am an old man. Have you not figured this out yet?
Apparently not.
Nope. It's like, we're doing it great, and I ran into Muddles, screaming naked, like we did it in the old way. So it was very nostalgic. I'm like, because it's exactly what someone said. When they do something they haven't done in a very long time. And you're like, no, it would totally be nostalgic for you. That makes so much sense.
That sounds great.
It's very well written. It's very lighthearted and I enjoy it. So I will obviously continue that series when my next monthly credit for Audible shows up next month. We're almost done. I think that's book 7. So I think I have like book 8 and 9 left. So I got like 2 more books left and I'm done. So I am back to the Catherine Asaro series. Asaro. I know it's pronounced at the start of every book. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I cannot remember how to pronounce it. It's a thing. Here we are. It is book 9 of the Saga of the Skolian Empire that I am currently on. So I finished book 8, which was Moonshadow. They changed narrators. Still bugs me a fair bit. I'm getting over it. It's a me thing. It's fine. And I've moved on to Skyfall, which is the next one in the series. They did warn you on the Goodreads thread, like when you opened up the series of books, that it wasn't published in chronological order. So if you read it in published order, it jumps around a little on you. And I'm reading it in publication order. So technically Skyfall should have been first because it's about the parents of the kids you read about in the first 8 books. So
Okay.
You did a little bit of a time jump, but it's not really that hard because you very clearly know who the character is. So when it opens up in her voice, And
Mhm.
this is where her life stands because you know so much of the past. You're like, oh, okay, we're doing the prequel. We jumped back. Now we're doing that. What is it they do on TV? Where they do that flashback. We're doing the flashback. That's what we're doing. We're getting mom and dad's story now. Cool. That's cool. I can do with that. Am I through it yet? No, I finished the Iron Druid book yesterday, and I've been watching Bones a lot. And waiting and hoping every Monday that I will hear news about a new Critical Role campaign. I know I have to be patient. I also know it's hard to be patient when you love something. You have to be patient. There are very busy people with lives who also run a company. They're doing a lot
They'll
of
get
stuff.
there.
They will get there. I just need to hold my horses and calm down and wait. It will happen. It's a thing and it's okay.
When they announce it, it'll be like, it's starting next week.
It's
So-
possible. It's entirely possible that might be how that works, which is super fair. However they want to do it. I'm just excited to meet like the new characters and see what they are and see what's going on and just sort of see what they've come up with this time. Because, I mean, can you get better than Jester Lavore? I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. And that's what I'm excited for. Like, I want to meet the new people. Are they all monks this time? Because they figured out monks are really dope. Who knows? I just want to meet the new characters. I'm very excited. Whatever. It's fine. I can wait. Besides, you're not done watching Critical Role anyway. So, like, having a
No.
bit more time will be totally worth it.
I'll get there. I will get there. And then I will
I
watch
know.
Campaign 3 live. I'm going to do
know.
it.
Yeah.
I watched EXU more or less live.
Mhm. So
So
hard.
I'm going to do it.
And it's fun. Yep, you are definitely losing cohesion. Well, that's okay. We're done. So I can say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to
Don't
knit.
forget to knit.
Like, really? Like, what? You like an Andy Warhol painting? Like, what are you doing?